So according to what I understand, Pat Cipollone is going to be an important part of tomorrow's January 6 hearings, 7th episode, because they will be playing clips of a deposition that he sat for. And even though he won't be appearing in person, they'll show the important parts. And when you look at his chart, even though there is no time known, just from the day, you can see what a potentially big problem this man is for Trump. Because his Mercury position in Aries, in a sense, fits the bill. It puts it in Trump's 9th house, which would be where you would expect to find his lawyer. The problem is that from that place it also squares Trump's Venus, Saturn in the 12th. And you could have seen this coming. There'd be a clash of understanding, a clash of values, which is exactly what happened. Cipollone, if you'll remember, defended him in the first impeachment, and the argument he was using, which is pretty unbelievable now in retrospect, was that we shouldn't impeach Trump, because if we impeach Trump, we'll be taking away the will of the voters, to choose the president in the 2020 election. What Cipollone obviously didn't know is that the, sack of excrement that he was defending was intending to find a way to not let people's votes count. That's exactly what happened. He worked and worked and worked and worked all through 2020, pre-election and post-election, to see if you could find a way to get rid of those pesky votes that were going against him, right? So Cipollone didn't know this, but he sure found out how much of a crook his boss is and was through the events of January 6. And so that Mercury clashes. But the other thing that is even more significant is that, as it turns out, Cipollone is born approximately 30 years after Cassidy Hutchinson. So his Saturn, like hers, is in Pisces and is actually close to the same degrees. Both those Saturns directly square Trump's Sun and Moon. This is a huge problem. Here is where any astrologer would have advised either or both of them, not a good partnership, particularly in light of the fact that this dude is a criminal. Because Saturn will always be the one that basically says no, rebukes, stops. Matter of fact, I'm sure you've heard that Trump's complaint about Cipollone was in fact that he kept saying no to him. And the reason he kept saying no to him is because he kept trying to stop him from committing crimes, which is the same thing that his previous White House lawyer, McGahn, had run into. He kept trying to stop Trump from doing things that were illegal. So it's a kind of a recurring theme. The bottom line is, though, that Saturn is hugely problematic, just like Cassidy's was hugely problematic. And of course, notice that it's in those degrees where the transiting Neptune is currently. And it's why it's surfacing at the moment, once again, as I've said in other places, to bring up Trump's deceptions, lies, etc., that are finally now catching up with him.